Hello and welcome back. I say welcome back because this video, this supplement, is being recorded right on the far edge of the New England nor'easter, which came just after the presidential election, which came just after Superstorm Sandy. A number of people may have had disrupted electrical or internet connections, certainly had their own lives disrupted in a few ways, but I hope everyone is doing well and is back online. We are at the end of Buddhism, and I'm inclined to apologize that Buddhism is so brief, but I don't know that the Buddhists would have it any other way. That is to say that Buddhism is straightforward. A sense of enlightenment that is simple but takes a lifetime to master. So I didn't feel that there was a need to belabor the point, to stick with Buddhism for a great length and period of time. I've already started seeing some postings to the message board, which is excellent. Let me remind you that by the 11th of November, you need to take the Buddhism quiz, as well as have responded to the one thread for Buddhism on the discussion board. One thing that was raised there, and I think is worth discussing here, is Buddhism a religion? Or is it simply a way of life? Well, certainly we can make the argument and discuss that any religion is a way of life. But does it fall into an entirely separate category? There is no God to worship. There is Buddha, the enlightened one, the awakened one. And Buddha himself, Prince Siddhartha, was not constructing a religion, practicing a philosophy for others to institutionalize. So we might suggest that for Siddhartha, for Buddha, Buddhism was not a religion. It was a philosophy or a way to live. But it has become a religion, and the crux of the discussion board discussion has been about how you think Buddha would respond to modern day Buddhism. And I've been monitoring some of the postings there. I hope the rest of you will turn in responses soon. Good news is that everything is up to date just before Superstorm Sandy. That is to say that all Pinterest postings, all discussion board postings, all submitted assignments, all of the quizzes, obviously, are up to date, and it should give you an accurate sense of where you are in the class. Don't trust Blackboard gradebook calculations. Do the calculations yourself. You have the percentages for what each assignment is worth on your syllabus. Do some longhand math to calculate that yourself. We have a field report, much like what I'm doing here, a field report that you'll be recording and uploading, perhaps with AV materials, perhaps with sounds or images. That is coming soon. The assignment has already been posted, as has the rubric for that assignment. Some people have come in to meet with me already. You do need to tell me in advance by the deadline given on the assignment what site, what religion you plan on visiting for your field report. I can certainly offer suggestions, places that I know people have gone before, but I want you to come to me first with an idea. Let me also emphasize that if you are, let's say, a Reform Jew, if you are Jewish and belong to a Reform congregation, going to an Orthodox congregation does not count as a separate religion. If you are a Catholic Christian, going to a Protestant Christian assembly does not count as another religion. You are stepping outside all the denominations of your current or identified or household religion, assuming that you have one, and going to an entirely different worship or observance. Okay, so I welcome questions to come in on those field reports. Consider it assigned and underway. The other big piece of the remainder of your grade is the second paper, which has also been posted and involves, as I forecasted, some new kind of slaughter, the graphic novel dealing with flood myths from all around the world, flood myths from a variety of religions. That paper is due no later than 11:59 p.m., that is before midnight, November 29th. So you're late if you submit it on November 30th. It is 6 to 7 full pages, and people asked before there was a contradiction as to the page count listed on the syllabus and the page count that I give. Now I'm adhering to this video and to the assignment as given on the Blackboard site, currently loaded on the Blackboard site. 6 to 7 full pages. Again, if you want some help in the approach that you want to take, I'm here and happy to look at early drafts or notes, but it's incumbent upon you to read the graphic novel, identify one, and only one, of the flood myths depicted in that book that you'd like to pursue, and then I can make some research recommendations. The goal is not to research all the flood myths in the book. You are zeroing in on one of them, on the Australian flood myth, the Native American flood myth, perhaps the Chinese flood myth, the African flood myth. I have not ruled out the biblical flood myth, Noah, but I would consider that the least interesting, the most boring of all the selections you could make from that book. So truly only if Noah is screaming out to you and you're going to do something with it that is remarkable, I would say put your attention on one of the other myths, and some of those are only 1 to 2 to 3 pages long. You just have to know how they fit into the course of the story. So here's what we have. Buddhism wrapping up on the 11th. Field reports underway, selections being made, and you've begun or are continuing your readings of some new kind of slaughter to pick your flood myth for the final paper, or rather paper number 2. After the 11th, the remainder of the class is going to be focused on Islam. And so if you want to get a head start, you certainly can. The Roy Robson chapters are there before you. One last thing. Please feel free to take advantage of my office hours. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I will either be in Fennel, F260, or in White, W402, and I welcome you to come by with any questions or concerns. If you absolutely cannot make those office hours, please post your questions to the discussion board. Certainly you can email me, but I think there's more to be gained for the whole class if you present a question for everyone to hear and I can give a public response. All right, folks, I hope that everyone is recovering a-okay, that all of your loved ones are fine, and I'm looking forward to this last bit of the semester. We have about a month left. Take care, and I'll see you online.